all men Sandra Bullock dated, married, or hooked up with. From younger hunks to A-list actors, Sandra Bullock has had quite a history with men. So, who exactly are these men? Join us as we take a look at all the men she has dated, married, or hooked up with throughout her successful Hollywood journey. The very first man on Sandra Bullock's dating list was her high school sweetheart, Greg Davis. In high school, they were even voted as the most likely couple to get married. But unfortunately, their young love couldn't withstand the test of time. However, both of them went on to have successful careers in Hollywood, Bullock as an A-list actress and Davis as a rigging gaffer behind the scenes. In 1995, Davis wrote an essay titled, "I Was the Pillock Who Lost Sandra Bullock," expressing his regret over losing her. This shocking fact leaves us wondering what could have been if they had stayed together, but alas, it was not meant to be. Fast forward to 1993, Sandra was filming the movie A Fool and His Money when she met Michael Miller. At that time, she was a rising star, while he was already a successful producer and director. Their relationship may have seemed like just another Hollywood fling with nothing worth writing home about, but it could also be considered as the stepping stone for Sandra's subsequent success. With Michael being in a position of influence within the industry, it is highly likely that this relationship gave Sandra access to circles and opportunities that she otherwise would not have had. But as fate would have it, their romance fizzled out after just a year, and they went their separate ways. The details of their relationship may have been lost in time, but one thing is for sure, it definitely opened doors for Sandra in the cutthroat world of showbiz. Soon after her breakup with Michael, Sandra met her first long-term love interest and co-star, Tate Donovan. The two were filming the romantic comedy Love Potion No. 9. It was love at first sight. Sandra was swept off her feet by Tate's natural charms, and the two quickly became Hollywood's hottest couple. In an interview with People magazine, Sandra revealed just how much love and admiration she had for Tate, as he became her biggest concern and priority throughout their relationship. They were each other's world for 2 years, and it seemed they had found their happily ever after when Tate proposed in 1992. However, fate had something else in store for them, and after 3 years of being engaged, they called it quits in 1994. It was a heartbreaking split for both of them, with Sandra citing the intense media scrutiny as one of the contributing factors to their breakup. Many speculated that it was Sandra's rising success that caused the rift between them. Somehow, people might be able to understand why Tate would be intimidated by Sandra's success, considering that something similar had happened when he dated Jennifer Aniston a few years later. But Sandra swiftly dismissed those rumors in an interview with Vanity Fair, saying that success had nothing to do with their breakup. The breakup was tough for Sandra, who was still deeply in love with Tate and wasn't ready to trust anyone else just yet. In fact, she boldly stated that it would take a long time before she could open up her heart again. Following her breakup with Tate, Sandra found herself in the middle of another rumored romance, this time with her co-star Keanu Reeves. While they had previously worked together on the popular action film Speed, it was their reunion for The Lake House that sparked the rumors. The two shared an undeniable chemistry on screen, but were they more than just co-stars? In an interview with Howard Stern, Keanu revealed that he had a crush on Sandra during the filming of Speed and even admitted to buying her champagne and truffles as a gift after hearing she had never tried them before. However, Sandra quickly squashed any dating rumors by stating that they were just friends who admired each other's work. It seemed like another missed opportunity for Sandra's love life. But whatever she has said, many speculated that Keanu's marriage to Winona Ryder may have been the reason why he never pursued a relationship with Sandra. But in a revealing interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Keanu confessed his true feelings for Sandra and how much he enjoyed working with her. Despite the fan frenzy and hopes of a potential relationship, it was not meant to be, as Keanu remained happily married to Winona and Sandra moved on with her life. Some may argue that they would have made an adorable couple, but their timing and circumstances just didn't align for them to be together. After her rumored fling with Keanu, Sandra was linked to Dallas Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman in 1995. The two were spotted holding hands on several occasions and were even rumored to be living in the same house at one point. Their relationship caused quite a stir, as Troy was a highly sought-after bachelor and Sandra an A-list Hollywood actress. However, the distance between them eventually took its toll, and they parted ways after just a few months of dating. But years later, rumors emerged that the two were rekindling their romance. In an interview with Closer magazine, a source revealed that Sandra and Troy had always gotten along well and that she was not ready to publicly date him until she was 100% committed to a relationship. By then, Troy had retired from football and was working as an NFL color commentator for Fox, while Sandra's career continued to thrive. Despite the speculations, nothing ever came of their relationship except for a brief fling that fizzled out quickly. During this time, Sandra also briefly dated cameraman Don Padilla, though their relationship was kept under wraps for the most part. The two attended events together and were spotted out in public, but their romance was never officially confirmed by either party. It wasn't until years later that Sandra opened up about her year-long relationship with Don in an interview with Detour magazine. She described him as a really sweet person, who she had been seeing for 10 months at the time of the interview. However, she also mentioned the difficulties of dating someone in the industry and how it was tough to maintain a relationship with her busy schedule and constant media attention. Nevertheless, Sandra had found love once again, but this time it was with a man outside of the spotlight. She had met her next long-term love interest, actor Matthew McConaughey, while filming A Time to Kill in 1996. The two quickly hit it off and dated for about 2 years before ultimately breaking up in 1998. Despite their split, they remained good friends and had nothing but love and respect for each other. In an interview with Cosmopolitan magazine, Sandra shared that she always knew they would stay close no matter where they were in their lives, even if Matthew got married in the future. And true to her words, when Matthew referenced Sandra in a speech after she won the Decade of Hotness award at the Guys' Choice Awards in 2014, she gave him a big hug on stage. Even though their relationship didn't work out, it's heartwarming to see that they were able to maintain a strong friendship throughout the years. In a refreshing twist from her usual taste in men, Sandra dated guitarist Dweezil Zappa for a brief period before moving on to another musician, Guy Forsyth. But once again, her relationship with Guy only lasted less than a year. During this time, it seemed as though Sandra had a pattern of being attracted to younger men who were also musicians, something she would continue to explore in her next relationships. In 1999, Sandra began dating Bob Schneider, a musician who was a year younger than her. Their relationship was relatively low-key, and not much was known about their romance except for one memorable incident. After attending the premiere of Miss Congeniality, in which Sandra starred as an undercover FBI agent, Bob and Sandra were involved in a plane crash that left them both unharmed. In an interview with Cinema.com, Sandra revealed how she and Bob had a very low-key relationship and took each day as it came. She also shared her struggles with saying "I love you" and joked that speaking in German, a language they both grew up speaking, may have made it easier for her to express her feelings. But despite keeping their relationship out of the public eye, Sandra still helped promote Bob's music. His song "Bullets" was even featured on the soundtrack for Miss Congeniality. However, their relationship eventually fizzled out and ended in 2001 after 2 years of dating, with Sandra stating that they grew apart. Shortly after her split with Bob, she started seeing a cyclist who was making headlines at the time, Lance Armstrong. The two were first linked in 2003, just 1 month after Lance's divorce from his wife at the time, Kristen Richard. Rumors quickly spread about their relationship, with sources claiming that Sandra was smitten with Lance and believed he could be the one. Although their chemistry was blooming, with seemingly public displays of affection, their relationship never seemed to fully take off, as they both had busy schedules and lived in different parts of the country. They were seen together at a party celebrating the launch of Lance's book, but by the end of 2003, their romance had ended. Sandra's next high-profile relationship came in the form of her co-star in the film Murder by Numbers, Ryan Gosling. The two began dating shortly after filming commenced, and their relationship quickly made headlines due to their significant age gap. Sandra was 38, and Ryan was just 21 at the time. Still, they seemed to have a strong connection and were often seen out together attending events and premieres for their movie. However, their relationship didn't last long, as they broke up later that year. But even after their split, Ryan spoke fondly of Sandra in an interview with Independent in 2011, saying that she was one of the greatest girlfriends of all time. It's clear that Sandra has a special place in Ryan's heart, and their relationship serves as a reminder of the unexpected connections that can form between people regardless of age or background. At this point, Sandra had been through several high-profile relationships, some ending in heartbreak and others in a mutual understanding. However, the next relationship she entered into would truly change her life forever. In 2003, she met Jesse James, best known as host of the reality show Monster Garage and founder of West Coast Choppers. Bullock had taken her godson on a trip to visit the West Coast Choppers motorcycle garage, and that's where she first met Jesse. Little did she know that what she initially perceived as a mere necessity to engage in conversation would blossom into a captivating courtship conducted through heartfelt letters and soul-bearing emails. Their marriage started off strong, and Sandra even spoke about how happy she was to have found someone who she could spend the rest of her life with. However, their relationship took a turn for the worse in 2010 when it was revealed that Jesse had cheated on Sandra with multiple women. Despite his apologies and taking responsibility for the situation, Sandra filed for divorce and became a single parent to their adopted son. After her traumatic experience with Jesse, Sandra didn't seem to be in a rush to settle down again. In 2011, there were rumors of her dating her co-star Ryan Reynolds, but they turned out to be false. It was also rumored that she had a brief fling with Captain America himself, Chris Evans, in 2014. Even though these rumors were quickly put to rest and laughed off by Sandra herself, it seemed like the tabloids couldn't get enough of speculating about her love life. She was even linked to Michael McDonald in 2015, with rumors of them planning to adopt a child together. However, their relationship, if there was one, only lasted for a couple of months. Despite all the false rumors and speculations surrounding her love life, Sandra has managed to keep her relationships private and focus on being a mother to her 2 children, Louis and Layla. But then, in 2015, she met Brian Randall, and her world changed once again. The two were introduced through mutual friends, and it didn't take long for them to hit it off. Brian was a photographer, which may have been a familiar profession for Sandra, as she had previously dated other photographers in the past. However, this time, things felt different for her. In an interview with People, she described Brian as the love of her life and gushed about their relationship. They spent the next few years together, sharing a beautiful family with Sandra's 2 children and Brian's daughter from a previous relationship. They were often seen out and about as a family, but they always kept their private lives just that, private. Unfortunately, their time together was cut short when Brian passed away in 2023 after battling ALS for 3 years. In a statement to People, his family shared that he had chosen to keep his battle with ALS private, and Sandra had respected his wishes by keeping their journey together out of the public eye as well. But despite the heartbreak and tragedy that came with their relationship, Sandra has nothing but love and admiration for Brian and the time they shared together. As her sister wrote in an Instagram tribute to Brian, he had the best caretakers in Sandra and a team of nurses who helped them through his battle with ALS. It's clear that even after his passing, Brian will always have a special place in Sandra's heart as the love of her life. And while she may never walk down the aisle again, she knows that true love is about so much more than just marriage. It's about cherishing every moment you have with someone and creating beautiful memories that last a lifetime. If you found this content engaging and informative, we have plenty more videos for you to watch. Check out our channel for more captivating discussions about your favorite celebrities and their love lives. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out other videos on the end screen of beautiful ladies from the yesteryears.